Okay, I can start.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So recording is unable, no?
Yes, I started recording.
Okay, okay, very good. So good afternoon, one and all. Uh, 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 Anna Sahib College of Pharmacy organizes webinar series May 2020. Today is fifth day of this webinar series. Today's speaker is Dr. Vaibhav Shinde, Associate Professor, Pune College of Pharmacy, Pune. His topic is current trends and future perspective of pharma industry. So it's my pleasure to introduce my good friend, today's speaker, Dr. Vaibhav Shinde sir. He has completed his Bachelor of Pharmacy from Bharati Vidyapeeth College of Pharmacy, Kolhapur, which is affiliated to Shivaji University. He got first class. He has completed his post graduation, that is Master of Pharmacy from Bharati Vidyapeeth University, Pune, May 2004. Distinction with gold medal. He's, he has awarded PhD from Bharati Vidyapeeth University, Pune in May 2010. He has completed his MSc from Sikkim Manipal University and he has completed diploma in IPL, Intellectual Property Rights from Symbiosis International University, Pune in 2007. He has qualified GATE in 2002 with 82%. Dr. Vaibhav Shinde has 13 years of teaching and research experience. Currently, he is working as Associate Professor, Department of Pharmacognosy, Pune College of Pharmacy, Bharati Vidyapeeth University, Pune. He has received total research fundings rupees 51.5 lakh from various funding agencies. In that, first 20 lakh from AICT under Research Promotion Scheme C, 10 lakhs from again AICT under Career Awards for Young Teacher in 2008. 3.5 lakh from University Grant UGC, minor research project was there. 18 lakhs from AICT under RPSB. He has published 24 research papers and 13 review articles in reputed national and international journals and presented more than 13 papers in various national and international conferences. He has delivered 9 guest lectures in different conferences and workshops. He has got Best Research Paper Award in 2010 by Journal of Global Pharma Technology. He has got Career Award for Young Teacher in 2010 by All India Committee for Technical Education. He has got Best Poster Award in 2005. In 2005 by Indian Pharmaceutical Congress Hyderabad. He got gold medal in Young Pharma in 2004 by Bharati Vidyapeeth University Pune. He got Junior Research Fellowship in 2002 to 2004 from AICT during his master's degree. So this is the detailed introduction regarding today's guest speaker. So I request to our speaker to commence his session and guide our students. Thank you very much, Hinul sir.
Thank you very much, sir, for that introduction. I request Dr. Vaibhav Shinde, sir, to please continue with his. Okay.
Hello.
Yes, sir. You are audible. Hello. And your screen is visible also.
First of all, thank you, Dr. R.B. Zadav, organizing committee, Mulani sir and Tamboli sir. We know each other from student life, and I'm really looking forward to address, I think, third year and final year B.Pharm students. Now today, I'm going to address some of the issues which are related with pharmaceutical industry, current trends and future perspectives of pharma industry, and we are going to look some of the interesting facts. And on the back, initially I can request all the participants, please you can mute so that there won't be any background noise. Okay.
Vaibhav sir, I
Ah,
request you to enable your video.
okay, fine, sure.
Hello sir.
Okay,
Okay. Yeah.
yes.
Now you can share your screen.
Yeah, is it visible?
No, it is not visible.
Now it is visible, I think.
Yeah, yeah, it is visible.
Okay, yes. So, first of all, background of pharma industry, then what is the current situation regarding pharma industry. Then if you want to study what are different perspective of pharma industry, then we must consider what is worldwide scenario and what is the Indian scenario as a country, where we are standing right now, and then what are important challenges which are coming in the future regarding healthcare industry and pharma industry also. Now we are going through the crisis, and which is known to everybody, which we call it as a COVID-19. And what is exact effect of COVID-19 on this pharma industry? Because we all are a part of this industry, and we are going to affect directly or indirectly because of this COVID. So next point we are going to see, that is the which are the important strength, weaknesses, opportunity and threat for pharma sector. And the last 2 point I'm going to address, because I'm looking our training and placement section. So I would be happy to interact with all the students regarding some of the important things which are placement, which is most important part of the pharma professional life, and what are different prospects of the pharma. Now see, if we want to check the growth of pharma, so brief history in India, you can say we have a lot of old laws like 1857, when when originally patent was introduced, and then we have different acts in the British rule, and which were modified time to time, and there were certain amendments also. And finally we have a patent act, 1972, which 1970 amendment of patent. And before that, the pharma industry's curriculum or pharma industry scenario was completely different. For example, I have given here, Bengal Chemical was the company in 1901. After independence, pharma scenario, pharmacy education, pharmacy colleges, pharmacy industry started to flourishing. And 1970, you can check on my slide, there were more than 20,000 manufacturing facilities. But the pharmacy entire scenario was changed after 1995. And the reason was like the process patent and product patent. Product patent was uh, established, and because of that, India becomes signatory, and all over world globalization come into picture. So after 95, the pharma field was more open. Lot of MNCs has entry in the India, and because of that, the progress of pharma was very fast in last 20 years. Now, one more important thing is 2003, that is a Human Genome Project. If you check the last 2 decade drug discovery and development, most of the entities were discovered and developed by using plant. and these are actually small molecules, like aspirin is there, reserpine is there. So directly or indirectly they are derived from the plant. But whenever there is a human genome project completed, then we have a genome mapping. We know each and everything about genes and which genes are involved. So lot of biologicals, big molecules, or you can say vaccines or biotechnological drugs are coming in the market after 2003. Right now, on this particular global pandemic of COVID-19, we can see the most important thing everybody is waiting, that is the vaccine. And vaccine is obviously is a result of genetic sequencing and development in the biotechnological industry. So what is actually India's strength, weakness? So you can see in 2020, 20% of the world pharmaceuticals we are actually developing. See, India is called as a pharmacy of the world, and so many countries like African continent is dependent on India for AIDS or antiretroviral drugs. Basically, most of the US and European countries also using generic drugs which are cheap, which are quality, which are produced in the India. This is for pharmaceutical. And in case of biological, 50% of vaccines which are used all over the world, they are manufactured or produced in India. So that is our strength. In pharmacy, we have seen that we are third in the all over world. Now, when we are saying there are two aspects, first is the quantity of drug and second is the quality of drug. Quality in the sense cost. We are bulk manufacturers. So on that background, pharmaceutical field is so much important. There is one good movie, that movie was actually Chinese, Dying to Survive. And in that movie, one particular Chinese person, he was suffering from the cancer, and when he come to know there is a drug which is cheaper in India, so he started smuggling of that anti-cancer drug, and then he took that drug from India to China, and that particular movie is based upon that generic drug. So it is interesting movie which really reflect how drugs are cheaper in India. We are not aware. In US and Europe, uh, healthcare cost is so high that without insurance, really we cannot afford that. Okay, so this is the next slide, which clearly shows the impact of Human Genome Project. Each and every ATGC sequence, like coding region, non-coding, so everything, the life code, you can say, and that code was cracked. So we are now aware what is the composition of that virus, and so that we can cut it and we can sequence that particular for the development of the vaccine. Now see, these are screenshots of my two articles which were written in Marathi, and I just want to give the basic information. As a country or India, people are not aware that we are sharing only 2 to 3% of our GDP on healthcare. Now see, total India's GDP, you consider as 100 rupees income of our government, and we are spending only 2 rupees on the health. Now the situation in US, situation in Europe, they are more than 20%, 20 rupees they are spending on the health. Now what happened? Health was always secondary for our government till this particular date, but because of this crisis, we have realized, we recognize that we cannot neglect health. And if we want to come up with the countries like Europe and US, we have to we have to increase our GDP spending on the healthcare facilities, innovation, research, and so many things. And even if government increases from 2% to 4 or 5% also, then and then only, believe me, in next coming 5 years, there will be so many avenues and so many interesting opportunities which are going to open in pharma industry. Now, future perspective. Now we have discussed that India is a number 3 producer of pharmaceutical generic drugs. We may be close to number 1 producer of vaccine also. Every 5 children in the world receives Indian vaccine. The vaccine which is manufactured in India, that is received by all over world children. Now see, what will be the future? In next few years, pharma profession is going to change. The reason is that if government is spending 2% more GDP income, we can see a lot of good changes, like number of physicians, then good hospitals and pharmaceutical companies, and lot of money is going to spend in the research and development and innovation also. Now see, when we are saying health, now we realize if everybody is quarantined in home, so health is not only absence of disease, health is not only physical, it is mental, it is social. So on this particular rate, you can say cancer, obesity, depression, these kind of diseases are increasing. So at this pharma industry, if you compare the pharma industry in America and US and India, there are so many different things. India, basically people don't have health insurance. Very few companies are there, and particularly rural population don't have umbrella of the health insurance. The situation in developed country is completely different. Now in America, most of the universities or research centers, they are involved in the innovation. They come up with a new chemical entity, they come up with a new drug, and the companies and other companies are going to take that molecule which research is done in the universities, and with help of insurance companies, government is operating or government is controlling these particular pharma industry. Multinational companies, specifically you can say the giant company, top one is the Pfizer, Roche, Eli Lilly, and so many other companies are there. They are working like a lobby, and they are creating more pressure on the government, and government has to listen to those companies, and literally the pharma lobby is so powerful that they can change the president and they can change the government also with help of the donation. Now see, pharma industry in US has the most important part is insurance, and without insurance you cannot survive, because that much costly the drugs are there. There is a very simple theorem, you can say theory, and that is called as a Pareto principle. Now what is Pareto principle? Pareto was a Italian economist, and he has a very beautiful observation that is also called as a 80-20 rule. 80% population all over the world, they are using 20% of the drug. Now if you consider the Europe and American people, number of population is 20%, and they are using 80% of the total world healthcare facilities. On the other hand, Asia and Africa, the people living in these two continents are 80%. But they don't have access to medicine, they don't have affordability, and so many other problems are there. Because of that, they have resources which is equivalent to only 20%. Now there is going to be tremendous growth. there is going to increase in the profit margin. Whenever you see all medicines and vaccines prices are controlled and drug price control order. So if a new company is coming and saying, "Ki, this is our hydroxychloroquine, or you can say any COVID vaccine, and I'm going to price this as enormously," and you cannot do that because government has control over pricing of the medicine, because it is coming under essential, this. Now see, growth of industry is because of so many reasons, and the profit can be $2 billion, and the India is having most important thing is a cheap quality of labor, so the cost of production is less, but at the same time cost of the medicine should be high. And if that situation is there, then we can see it is going to be prosperous for our pharma industry. These are certain changes. You can see 2020 there is an increase in the pharma turnover, 2009, 2010, 11, and you can see 2020 it is actually increased. Now the current situation, because of COVID, there are many interesting things. You can see the common thing, hydroxychloroquine and azithromycin, one of the clinical trial, you can see these drugs are effective. Now the American president has requested supply of hydroxychloroquine to India. You can imagine this is the situation. Now there is one particular small innovation lab who has come up with that testing kit for COVID-19, and you can see 2000 crore rupees order was given to that particular lab. Now this is particularly invention or innovation, you can say. So if we are coming with these kind of things, the startup companies are going to flourish, and they are going to use advantage of this particular COVID situation. Now, the second particular strength, you can say API manufacturing or bulk drug manufacturing. Right now, only two countries are in world, like China and India. These two countries are giving combined 80% of the bulk drugs, and bulk drug as formulated into final finished product. So we can say both, most of the companies may be shifting to China, from China to India, and this is going to be another opportunity for the production people and for the chemist, formulation industry and drug delivering system, that is the formulation people will have advantage, or you can say benefit from using this. Then which are different machineries which are prepare tablet, compression, binding, coating, and not only pharmaceutical. This particular situation is going to help for healthcare industry also. Now healthcare, biotechnology is coming, then diagnostics are coming into this. Another, you can say nutraceutical or integrative medicinal systems. Nutraceutical preventive, like omega-3 capsules are there, fish oil is there, or any another like whey protein is there, dietary supplement. They are also will have more demand because people are using these products to boost our immunity. Now you can say because of 2020 this COVID situation, there is a recession in another industries like automobile sector, or you can say electronics goods, or paint industry. They may have some problem, but this particular is going to prove beneficial for healthcare as well as pharma sector. Then packaging material, packaging industry also, when API is going to increase, formulation, then drug delivery, then machinery, healthcare, packaging. So all these are cluster, or you can say these are interdependent small universities because of this. Now world has witnessed so many other pandemics also, but that time the globalization was less and the travel was less. So Spanish flu and other old flu pandemic were not that much fast. Here, first time, because of COVID-19, the pandemic was so fast. Within 2 or 3 months, it has occupied all over the world and almost all countries. Now healthcare professionals have become more important: doctors, nurses, pharmacists, and behind the curtain you can say the production people who are working in the pharma day and night. So they all are coming into big demand. Now see, if we are coming or we are thinking of this impact of COVID, whenever there is a new pandemic or new disease, the first thing in our hand is whatever drugs we have which are already approved, because they are already approved for some another disease. We can only repurpose them or repositioning them, and that we can call as a drug repurposing. Now the fantastic example of drug repurposing is hydroxychloroquine, which was anti-malarial. Now we are using an azithromycin in combination, and so many other drugs are there which can be which are under clinical trial for repurposing. And the next hope which we have is a vaccine development. Now you check the December, in the month of December, the outbreak was there in Wuhan. I have written one article in Marathi regarding this impact of COVID. So from December, it went to Italy and US, and you can see from Italy, Dubai, and those countries again it came to India. So that genome of that virus is slightly changed. The strain which was there in Italy was more harmful. At least it is proving more harmful, and because of that, vaccine development is there in coming maybe 6 months. We can see right now there are more than 150 clinical trials all over the world. So many people are there which are conducting clinical trial in order to either drug repurposing or vaccine development. In future, we can after 6 months minimum or 1 year time period, we can see a lot of positive changes. Now see, what is our you can say what should be our stance? First thing, the world is changing so fast now. Every we cannot imagine, like when I have discussion with Ashish sir long or 2 or 3 months before, like I want to guide third and final year student regarding placement activity. So we have already thinking, but I would have never thought I'm giving this kind of lecture sitting in my home, and that is because of technological changes are there. So change is inevitable. New areas New areas are always coming, new diseases are always coming, new targets are always coming, and we have to cope with these all new changes. See, one of them is project management. When we were doing BPharm, we never heard the concept of quality assurance. In our book, the concept was quality control. Now, what was that? Pharmaceutical product or medicines are prepared, and the only thing which we have in our hand is to check the quality or to control the quality which is at the end. Then quality assurance concept was there, and now we have started to monitor the quality right from the beginning, so that the end product or the end quality material will be good. So when we were doing our degree at that time, this particular like project management, clinical trial, pharmacovigilance, then telemedicine, medical writing, that is again scientific writing, regulatory writing, document. So these particular things or areas were not known or not explored. But within last 10 years, so many new Now see, pharmacoeconomics. What is going to be impact of a particular drug on the market? This is again pharmacometrics. So many new things are there. So which we should be aware. Now see, now we will start with some of our things like for the placement. First thing, knowledge, attitude, and skill. Every student who want to get success, who want to become successful, must have three basic criteria. See, knowledge is a something which you are going to read in the textbook. That is your knowledge. Skill is a something, you can say, the practical skill which you are going to perform in your practical. In batch of a 20 or 40 student, there are always one or two who are very good in taking reading, burette, pipette, and you know that analysis and all that. So they have excellent skill. And the third one, which is not in the theory, which is not in the practical, you should be always try to learn something from your teachers, from your friends, and you should excel each and every day. That is attitude, positive attitude. We are saying that it's attitude that will determine your altitude. So if these three things, in simple language, you can conclude it like a man, mangat, and mendu. Man is your like you should have burning desire. Mangat is your hand that you are working, and mendu is your knowledge or your thought. So if you are doing this, then you should carry or you should thought what is your SWOT analysis. Now SWOT analysis is a something which you may have come up, but you should do yourself. First thing, which are your strengths? Then what are your weaknesses? Then what are your opportunities? And lastly, threat. So if you are going to study this particular 4 point yourself, analyze yourself, like whether you have excellent memory, whether you have excellent knowledge, but at the same time weakness can be like I have weakness, I cannot do practical. So this is one of my weakness. But one particular, everyone cannot be good at in all aspects. So there always can be some of the weak point, or you can say some of you might be not have stage career, or you cannot talk, you cannot. So you have to improve on your weaknesses. And then finally opportunities. Now in third year or final year, you can shortlist what is your long-term and short-term goal, which are the different opportunities. Now see, as a placement, we are inviting a lot of companies to college, and 20 or 30 students are placed. So initially each and every, like MPharm people, BPharm student always willing to go for MPharm, and MPharm students are always willing to do PhD, postdoc. So that particular cycle is always running. It is never ending option. So what should be in your hand? So that opportunities you have to pick. See, basic knowledge and the basic field like pharma production, marketing, and R&D. These three things will be always there. But I can say from my last 15 years, there are so many our colleagues which went into the production. Now they are up to the plant head position, and they are good career throughout their life. So opportunities should be identified at a particular time, and threat should be there. Which are the positive things, which are the negative, or you can say which you need improve. The Juran cycle is there: plan, do, check, and act. Whatever things you want to do, you plan it properly. After planning, you have to do, that is actual working. And plan, do, check. Check is the third step. checking is whatever you are doing is according to your plan or not. That is a checking. And the last one is improvement. Last time I have done this cycle, I have planned with this much, this is my goal, short term goal and long term goal. Now I have achieved my goal. Now next time, either I am going to improve, I am going to reduce the time required to achieve that goal, or either I am going to increase my goal. So this is the improve cycle. This is called as a Deming cycle or Juran cycle. Now, if this cycle is going on and you are improving day by day, that is the Juran cycle. You can use this cycle. So basically, first you plan, then chalk out your plan, then do, then check, and act or improve. This is Deming cycle. Now, basically, if you have passion and if you have dream, then you can, no one can stop you, and you will be always successful in this. Now, see, 20 years from the down, most of the world will be dominated through medicine and pharmacy, because so many newer diseases are coming. Lifestyle diseases like obesity and diabetic, these are increasing, and our resistance or immunity is also on the decrease, because we have a lot of less exposure to so many microorganisms. We are less exposed. Because of that, use of medicine, use of nutraceutical, use of dietary supplement and pharmacy is going to increase. Now, this is the positive things, and we should use those things in order to uh,
in market.
exactly.
So what?
See, now I can tell you, this is excellent question, because this is not this particular century. If you go to the thalidomide tragedy, now we all have learned thalidomide in our book, but
Yes.
thalidomide was originally developed for certain particular thing, and it was widely publicized. It is a safe for pregnant woman for morning sickness. Okay,
Yes.
originally it was developed for another reason, but the company advertised that thalidomide, this is used for the morning sickness for the pregnant ladies. So 1960s, at that particular time, the concept of clinical trial was not that much developed, and you are know the rest of the story. Thousands of people, children, small babies born with phocomelia teratogenic effect. Then in 90s we have Vioxx tragedy. So many people died because of you can say cardiotoxicities and all that. Now, when one particular drug come into market, and if it is showing side effect, then the people in Europe and US are so aware, they are going to file a case on that company. But unfortunately, people in India are not that much aware about the side effect. So we are not that much aware. Company has to pay millions of rupees fine to those particular people. I can tell you two very interesting example on this. There was a groundman. All of you play cricket, and you know, the cricket, you have to maintain the grass, and for that grass, maintaining of that grass. Now this story is of UK. That particular groundman was using a weed killer to spray on that ground, and one particular day that person has exposure to that particular herbal, not herbal, weed killer, and that person got cancer. Now he find that particular company, the very famous company, Monsanto, Bayer, and these companies got fined because of that side effect. Another story is kanamycin. Kanamycin is a antibiotic, and we all know it is ototoxic, that is the hearing loss. Hearing loss can be one of the important side effect of this kanamycin antibiotic. When kanamycin was launched way back before 1 decade, kanamycin label, they have not mentioned it is ototoxic or some of the people can experience hearing loss, and that hearing loss was because of nerve damage. Now company has to pay for that loss to that particular person for entire lifetime, just because they have not mentioned. Now what happened, side effect after some year, and the beautiful concept is pharmacovigilance. Now pharmacovigilance is something after market entry of a drug, like a post market surveillance. You can use this particular concept and see clinical trial done only on limited number of people, and you are not aware the full picture. That is only trailer, and when the movie is released, when the drug is released, then and then only you have the complete picture. So I think that is the thing.
Yes.
Sir,
Thank you, sir.
another one question from our student, that is Deepa Yadav. Deepa,
Yes,
unmute
Rishabh.
your audio and you can ask directly. You can ask directly, Deepa.
Okay. Okay, I will
Deepa
read her
Yadav, can you
question.
hear? Yeah, you can read it.
Her question is, how much scope for
Yes.
pharmacognosy subject in academic field if we select this subject for academics?
Okay.
Uh,
Now see, this is one of the most important question of this entire seminar, because Tamboli sir and I am also from pharmacognosy background.
yes, sir, definitely.
Let me tell you, when I took my admission, I come out, the first question was cognosy. Like it was a shock. Okay. Now, after spending so many years, I can tell you this confidently, scope is not in the subject. Scope is on the in the person. If you are doing your and I can tell you, see, there are more than 10,000 small scale manufacture or industries, 10,000 in India, which are on herbal. Now in training and placement, we always discuss to get higher or to get a job. But if you are really thinking out of the box, now in that case, pharmacognosy is the most challenging and the most important subject. How see, I know one person who is near Pune, and he has invested only 7 to 8 lakh rupees. What he is doing is just he brought garlic peeling machine, okay, from MP and another region. He is bringing a truck of garlic and fresh peeling, only 7 lakh rupees investment. He has a FSSI license for food, and fresh garlic peels is selling in all Pune's 5-star hotel and MACD and all that kind of thing. You cannot imagine, another person has started tomato puree, or tomato, you can say the ketchup, the first step of tomato. A particular season, 2 or 3 rupees kilo tomatoes are sold. Skin is removed, the seeds are removed, and the central, the edible part of tomato is stored, packed, autoclaved, and sold. Very simple model. This is not exactly coming into food, drug, but it is coming under the food category. so many different extract manufacturing. Like if you visit Uti and Mysore, every house they have distillation unit. Either they are distillating eucalyptus oil or sandalwood oil, and they are in perfumery, aromatherapy. So many uses are there. So last 4 or 5 years there is a decrease in pharmacognosy admissions, but I tell you, there are particularly herbal companies, they are asking, sir, I want student who is expert in extraction and isolation. But unfortunately, very few people are mastered in this particular field. So it's not a particular subject. The scope lies always with that person. If somebody is entering into the top university and top course, and if you are being average in that particular, it is very difficult to getting hired, or very difficult for placement. So it's not at all difficult. And see, another example I can give you, the Nobel Prize winner, the South Indian person from India. There are many cases that degree in physics and Nobel Prize in chemistry, and whole life he is working in the medicine. So this we have stereotyped this particular, like a cognosy person cannot work in development formulation. It's not like that.
Okay, I think the question is
Yes.
justified, means that answer was quite enthusiastic, and definitely it is going to raise the confidence in pharmacognosy subject. Another question from Shubham.
Before that question, I want to tell something to Vaibhav sir. Vaibhav sir, that Deepa Yadav is our final year student. She wants to do PG in pharmacognosy subject. I have suggested your college, and I have shared your number to her.
Fine, thank you.
Yes, Shubham Chavan,
Okay.
who raised the hand, please ask your question.
Sir, what is the telemedicine and what is its scope?
Telemedicine.
Okay, see, telemedicine. Okay, now this is very important part, and I think those all are attending or listening. You should always be careful while choosing any new field. See, some of my students, they are placed in the companies like TCS, Cognizant, Infosys, and they are very happy because they get 3 lakh package, and they call me, sir, I am happy I got a place in TCS, Cognizant. But one important thing you should not forget, what these people are going there, they are just data entry. Okay, so they are listening something, they are typing it either in pharmacovigilance, medical writing, or something. They are documenting things, and they are not doing anything on that data. They are like a processing. So this kind of job, there is a limited growth. Whenever there is a problem in the project, like the project telemedicine is also one of them. For experience, for learning, it is okay. But initial career of 2 or 4 years, after that, there is a limited growth or limited opportunities. What is the strength of pharmacy? The pharmacy strength is a formulation. If you go to clinical trial, MPharm and PhD pharmacology person can also have second treatment, because the first treatment or the first respect is always given to MD doctor, which is the MD, and that's why he is in clinical trial. But the only strength is pure manufacturing or formulation. So basic opportunities like production is there, marketing is there, and R&D is there. they have very long period or long, you can say, tenure of your career. Minimum, like, see, I have started teaching in 2005. Now 15 years I am in the academic. If you consider total over period of 30 years, there are many people who change the entire career after 5 year or 10 year. First you go to the after completion of B Farm, then you think, sir, my friend is taking admission to MBA and now I want to do MBA. He wasted 2 years in doing MBA. After doing MBA, then he come to know doing marketing, then there is a back pain, then there is a summer, then there is a rainy season. Then he realized I cannot do marketing. Now again MPharm, again 2 years. And then again MPharm, you are coming in academic where the situation is not that much good. This is the thing where you have to choose carefully. I tell you, this is my personal example. Ashish sir and Tamboli sir also knows. So many of our classmates also, whatever is your strength, you recognize and you be in, suppose you are in manufacturing now, you must be approved production chemist. And if you are approved, you are there in 10 years. After 10 or 20 years, you will be in good in that field. If you are coming to academic, there should not be second thought. राईट, आपण म्हणतो मराठीत की दुसऱ्याच्या पानातला लाडू मोठा वाटतो की यार उसका असं आहे. इट्स नॉट लाईक दॅट. इफ यू डोंट लाईक युअर ओन प्रोफेशन, इफ यू डोंट लाईक युअर ओन फील्ड, then you cannot excel. That's all.
Yes, Yunus sir. Yunus sir, unmute your. Hello.
Yunus sir is on a mute, sir. Sir, please unmute your.
Okay. So
Yunus sir.
Yes.
It's ultimately that you
Now
have
it is
to put
audible.
devotion to our profession. 100. If you are giving 100% to any sort of profession you are choosing, definitely you will get a good success. Any other question from students?
So pharmacy, to conclude, we can say basic B.Pharm degree is quite enough to start your career and get good experience, get mastery in whatever you are liking. Like if you are determined कि marketing करना है, so you go into that field, give your 100% effort, you will be in top, on the top. So there is no doubt regarding that. You are in good profession.
Definitely, sir. Definitely.
Yeah.
Okay. So thank you very much, sir, for such a nice and interactive session. Definitely our student found it worthy. So many points raised by our speaker, that the GDP which is going to spend by the government, so definitely they are going to increase twice. So twice opportunities are going to get opened. So my students are very lucky that once who are going to get passed out this year, so you are having more and more opportunities. Even the forthcoming year, you are going to have more opportunities in the health sector or the pharma sector. Apart from that, sir also told about the SWOT analysis. We must know our strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. So we must overcome on our weaknesses, and definitely we must improve our strength, so we can get placed. Apart from that, sir also said regarding what our mind as well as our strength we have to improve in order to get placed, and as well as nothing is in the subject, the scope is in the person. The most important, and I can say the golden words from this session is that The scope is in the person. You had chosen the right profession, the pharmacy, and the further exploration, it depends upon the you. So the future trend, it lies with you and your abilities. So thank you very much, sir, for such a wonderful session. As a token of appreciation, I would like to present the certificate. I will share it on my screen, and soon we will mail it to our speaker. I think, is it visible? Is it visible to all?
Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Yes, it is.
So I would like to present the vote of thanks for today's session. I am very much thankful to our founder of Sant Jnaneshwar Shikshan Sanstha, Honorable Anna Sahib Dange, whose efforts put us together in sharing the knowledge, as well as we are very thankful to Advocate R.R. Dange and Professor R.A. Kanai, whose constant guidance and support motivated us to arrange the events like this, as well as I am thankful to our beloved principal, Dr. R.B. Jadhav sir, Vice Principal of our institute, Jagtap sir and Sajne sir, as well as all the faculty member, especially Ashish Mulani sir, so that he arranged the lecture of today's speaker, and also for the presence of Ajay Namdev sir, HOD Pharmacognosy of Bharati Vidyapit. So your presence also motivated us in arranging such a seminars. And last but not least, our beloved students for showing the active participation in this. And most importantly, our speaker, Dr. Vaibhav Shinde. Definitely your knowledgeful words are going to improve our students' attitude as well as skill. Thank you very much, sir. And here I declare this session is off, and I will end this meeting for all. Thank you, sir.
Sir, before this, one have was a photo session, sir.
Oh, sorry. I would like to request all the participants, please turn on your video so that we can have a group photo. A few things
Please,
from the mind.
enable your video, sir. All participants, I request all participants, please enable your video.
Please turn on your video.
Check grid view.
Yes. Swaranjali, please turn on your video. You are on the screen, but Supriya.
Windows, sir, you are taking, no?
Yes. Okay, no problem. You may turn off your video. I had that snap.
Thank you.
Thank you, Vaibhav sir, for accepting our invitation.
Thank you.
Okay.